McKenna, Jojo, hey, congratulations on your new film, What We Hide.
Thank you.
Much.
This is such a touching story, but we have to hear it first. Is what initially drew the both of you into this film?
Okay.
Go ahead. All
Well, I
you.
think it's I think it's such an important story. And I fell in love with the script. I love sibling movies. And just I thought the bond between the two sisters was so sweet and amazing. And it was like a sister story, but it's also kind of like mother and daughter. Because Jessie really looks up to Spider. And I just thought it was such an important story, and that the script was really amazing.
McKenna?
Yeah, I thought that it was such a beautiful I thought that Spider and Jesse on the page, and I was so grateful to be able to bring it to life with JoJo. I thought that they had such a beautiful bond. And that really drew me to it. And I also thought that it was just it's a very dark film, but I thought that it was very important, and it was a special film made with a lot of love, and I just could feel that from everyone involved from the beginning, that there was a lot of heart going into this. And yeah, but at the core of it, I really, really did love the bond between the two sisters, and I loved getting to work with JoJo on that.
So speaking of the sisterhood that's actually portrayed on screen, how do you two develop your chemistry before the production?
It was easy. Me, I feel like it was just easy from meeting JoJo. I feel like we just like had this instant connection. I could not imagine not seeing her as my little sister. We did so many things. I mean, we had our table read and we had a fitting together. We had like a million rehearsals. We spent so much time in that house together as Spider and Jesse. So I don't know. I feel like it wasn't too hard to get into character of loving her, because I just do. I feel like all I want to do is just be there and protect her. Yeah, no, we spent so much time together. We went to an aquarium too. We shared a trailer. We did so much. We got stuck in a hurricane together. There was so many things that bonded us. It was
Went through crazy lightning and
yeah, it was great.
That's pretty awesome. Now, you mentioned that this film was kind of dark because it tackles very heavy topics, such as what Dan described as opioid orphans, and it talks about foster care and family separation. How do you both get into that mental capacity of, love and grief in this film?
Mm.
well, it's a very real and important theme to this movie. And you know, just thinking about all the kids who are going through this, it's so sad. I'm gonna start crying. It's so sad. And
Yeah.
I'm a very emotional person, as you can tell. Sorry. Um, it's a very important story.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with JoJo. I mean,
I'm
it's
sorry.
no, no. JoJo's so sweet. Like I said, there was a lot of love and a lot of heart that went into this film. I um I think that,
I
as
know
you
I
can
was.
see, it was easy to put yourself in the emotional mindset of being upset or sad whenever you're acting out this story, because it is this story in particular is, made up, but it is such a true story to so many people. And I think that it just felt emotional and special, getting to do that every day. And of course, it's like there you're crying in every other scene, so it's like it's hard. I feel like you're kind of like in that whenever you're in it, but at the same time, we had such a light crew, and we're working with so many beautiful people. So as heavy as it was and is and felt, we were lucky to make it with so much positivity at the same time.
Yes.
Very true, very true. And one of the things that I want to address is the character that always shows her presence from start to finish is the mother's presence. Could you talk about that character, how she basically affects your characters throughout the entire film, even though she's not there?
Yeah. So I feel like Jessie's connection with her mom is Jessie loves her mom, no matter what her mom has done. Jessie will always love her because, she's her mom. And seeing her in that state, I feel like was just so emotionally heartbreaking because that lady raised her. And she really wants to reconcile her sister with her mom because she feel like there's a barrier between them because of that. And she she also looks up to Spider as her mom too, and so she sees them both as like her mother figure, but she wants them both to forgive each other, basically.
Wow, that was a wonderful answer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel, I mean, it opens in such an intense way with our mother, and obviously that's the through line of the film, is that I feel like as Spider, I'm trying to protect Jojo, Jessie from the world and from all of these things, but also from the reality and truth of the situation that they're in. Um, which, isn't always the case that needs to be done. Like, she doesn't, like, there are some things that Jessie needs to know, but I think that Spider sees so much of herself in Jessie. And at the end of the day, Spider does have that love for her mother, but she is kind of carrying the burden and the responsibility of being the older sibling and kind of having to have been the mother and having to have seen the other side of things, whereas maybe Jessie didn't see as much of it. So, of course, I think that in playing Spider, so many of my decisions in that character, and so like every scene, basically, I felt like she was carrying the burden of being the mother and of her mother and the situation they were in.
Well said, McKenna, Jojo. Thank you very much for speaking to us about What We Hide. It's a wonderful drama. Everyone needs to check it out. Thank you. Thank you.